The wristband, gangsters don't dance. They lean with it, rock with it, Glock with it, pop with it. Gangsters don't rock with it. 1, 2, pop.
All right, guys, welcome back to Just for Clicks here. Mike Buckheischer and Mike LeBlanc here, doing things a little bit different here. So if you guys watched the first little section of that, we apologize for any technical difficulties that we have.
He
But
just
Mike,
didn't want me to drop these truth bombs on him because all that garbage that comes out of his mouth.
no, basically, we were trying to do some cool stuff, and quite frankly, we should have just stuck with old reliable, I guess. So bear with us, guys, as I work out some technical difficulties, and hopefully we get that new fancy lineup going for you here. But, Mike, let's go ahead and start it off the right way.
Oh, man. So the Lions owner has stepped down, and his daughter is going to succeed him. Now, with that being said, the new Lions owner says that she is in full support of signing Kaepernick. Come on. We all know this is just a PR stunt. We all know Cap cannot play ball, has nothing to do with him taking a knee. His race has nothing to do with anything but his athletic ability. And what did he go his last season? Like 1-10, something like that.
Exactly.
It was horrible. So, the new Lions owner, what the hell?
My first what the of the night, guys, is the whole NASCAR news thing that's been happening. If you listen to last night's show, the black driver, I forget the name slipping in my mind right now, but quote found a noose hanging in his garage. Well, he didn't find it, but one of his pit members did. The FBI did their research, their investigations, and it found out that this noose, air quotes there, has been there since last October at least. First things first, we haven't seen any pictures of the so-called noose. Why, if it was there last October, why wasn't it removed there, the so-called noose? And it's a garage door thing that you pull down at the machine breaks and you can slide it down. So it has to be a handle there. Say the handle broke, they tied it up in like a circle so your hand can't get in there. Mine is like that. But Mike, is this whole news thing just a NASCAR hoax to get some publicity, to get, hey, we are behind the Black Lives Matter? Because, let's face it, NASCAR is it's predominantly white sport.
Yeah, I mean, it's when you think about, no offense to anybody out there, but like when you think about NASCAR, you think about redneck hillbillies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, look, another left turn.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it could be, to give them some good PR. But I don't know. It could be the driver trying to pull a stunt too. You never know.
It wasn't the driver. It was one of them. It was one of the members of his pit crew that found the so-called noose. So we have not seen a picture of it. The FBI did their investigation. Said it was there since at least last October. So come on, NASCAR, you got to get the what the of the night.
So, my next what the hell of the night, Tom Brady is out practicing with his teammates against the NFLPA's warning. Nobody else is doing this, not at least that we know of. I'm sure they are, but Tom Brady is making it, public. So why does Tom Brady get special treatment? Because he's Tom Brady? Whoop the fucking do. What the hell, Tom Brady? You should follow the rules. But then again, we all know you're known for cheating. Ah!
And the next what the of the night is why does everybody want Colin Kaepernick on their team? They didn't want them last year. He didn't want them the year before that. Hell, they didn't want him in 2017. So why all of a sudden does everybody want Colin Kaepernick? has been rumored that the Detroit Lions want him. The Philadelphia Eagles are wanting him. The LA Chargers want to bring him for a workout. Guys, there is somebody better than Colin Kaepernick out there on the market. And like I said, his name is Cam Newton. You want somebody that is Colin Kaepernick but better? Cam freaking Newton. Come on. NFL.
Yeah.
NFL. Come on. And not the NFL, the NFL white owners. How about that? And my next what the of the night is Major League Baseball and the Players Association. So over the last couple months, we have been talking about baseball coming back July 4th. Well, July 4th is next week, and they still haven't, quote, come to an agreement. Well, they voted on it today, and they finally agreed on things that they come in terms last March. So baseball, Major League Baseball Players Association, MLBPA, you guys are getting the what the of the whole entire night because you are agreeing to something that was proposed to you last March, 3 months ago. We could have been playing baseball in April, in May, in June. We could have had 3 months of baseball, no other sport out there, and you guys are still dragging your feet about a couple $1 million at the end of the day. The ultimate what the has got to go to the Major League Baseball Players Association. Why are you guys agreeing on something that you disagreed on back in March? Answer that question. Truly, answer that question. All right, guys, so that's going to be what does of the night here. We're going to take a quick little break, and once we come back, Dak Prescott signs the franchise tag of $31.5 million, and a very interesting blog came across my desk on the rtfsportsnetwork.com page. Texas Longhorns National Championship. We'll think about that. We'll talk about that right after the break, guys. Man, come on.
Heaven for a gander and tell her thank you for putting a name to this twisted brain. You always remain true. Now that your pain's through, my dreams came true. And yes, I blame who? Her middle name Sue. And it's all stopped. Now I look at life another way.
I have never had so many technical difficulties in one night. First of all, the first part of the show, they couldn't hear you. And then my music won't play. And then should we just scrap the whole week and just start over? Like let's be honest. My night is going like the 2020 has gone all freaking year. Like it has just been absolutely asinine, absolutely ridiculous. But guys, I am Michael Buckheischer. This is Just for Clicks. Check out rtfsportsnetwork.com. Noon edition East Coast time is when we're on Monday through Friday. We're also on the RTF Sports Network page over there on Facebook, and also Just for Clicks YouTube channel and Facebook page as well. If you guys are interested in enjoying the conversations over there on the side. I see we have a couple viewers in there, but I see chat on my phone, but chats are not coming up across. So I mean, it could be even more technical difficulties. I don't really know. Like at this point, we're just going to go with it, Mike. And speaking of going with it, Dak Prescott has finally, quote, gone with it with the Dallas Cowboys, signing the franchise tag worth $31.5 million. You are a Cowboys fan. You live in Texas, and you are a habitual Dak Prescott hater. What are your thoughts on this?
I do not like Dak Prescott. Hey, look, the only reason why he signed this franchise tender or this tag, whatever you want to call it, look, I'm sure his agent and the people on his team are in his ear like, hey, bro, there might not be a football season this year. So if you are not under contract, you are not going to get paid. So at minimum, you need to go ahead and go sign that franchise tag so you're guaranteed that $35 million. Because if not, homie, you're going to be sitting at home broke as a joke.
Right. I mean, like you called me this afternoon, and when you said that the NFL may not have a football season, the first thing that came across my mind, I'm not even going to lie to you, I was pissed. I'm like, don't you wish that evil on us, Ricky Bobby? If we do not have an NFL season, I might come down to Kyle, Texas, and slit your throat. I'm not even kidding. So
Man,
there
you know-
better be a freaking NFL season.
I'm hoping there's going to be a football season, obviously, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
The way it's looking, man, I don't even know. I don't even know if we're going to have a college football season either, which is like kind of hurtful because, like we were talking about earlier with the Longhorns going national
Right.
championship, they definitely have a path. But, with the Cowboys, I don't know. It almost makes me wonder if they're waiting to get a deal done to see if there is going to be a football season. They've gotten until July 15th. So I think by the middle of July, we'll know more. I mean, as it stands right now, nobody's said anything other than we are having a football season.
Right.
And I think we still will, even if it is delayed, because it's the NFL. Let's be honest, the NFL dominates the world of sports.
Yeah. So just to add to your point there, I truly think if we do not have a NFL season, we will go into a recession. Like, I'm not even kidding, because that is how much revenue that the NFL makes. Not for the NFL players, not for the NFL themselves, not for the TV deals. Think about all the stadium workers that are there. There's probably thousands of stadium workers there every day, or like each week. So you're looking at 16 games times 16 weeks. You're looking at a lot of money just being made by those concession stand workers, by the police officers. So a lot of people are going to be hurting if the NFL season doesn't happen. And I really don't want to go down that road by any means, but I really feel like if the NFL does not have a season, our world might be over as we know it. We could be back in the 1920s again.
We're already in a recession as it is now.
Right.
But yeah, it'll definitely hurt. I think about everything that's going on. Think about this. Like, there's been no sports at all.
Right. And the sports that are supposed to come back, COVID cases have gone up. So there was supposed to be a female soccer tournament in Utah or Nevada next week, and 5 of the 8 teams have pulled out because COVID cases have gone up in Vegas or wherever they're at, like astronomically in the last few days. The basketball players are saying, "Hey, I don't want to play." Major League Baseball has shut down training camp because of the COVID cases. What Clemson? They had 27 cases in like one day there. The Clemson football team. So, maybe.
They haven't closed down training camps or anything. I know college football has opened up like spring training, or not spring training, whatever you want to call it.
Spring workouts.
Yeah. So I know Texas is still having workouts right now. So
Texas also has an increase of 50% of COVID cases, right, in the last 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, something like that.
So,
I was reading the increase of COVID cases are from the ages of 21 to 28.
Which is because of the protest.
Yeah, you're out there protesting being them hooligans.
But so let's go ahead and transfer it back over to Dak Prescott here. What does this mean for the Cowboys? Let me tell you. The one positive thing that this is just a 1-year franchise tag. So when Dak sucks it up by week 5, they're only out $31 million, and they can cut ties with Dak halfway through the season, trade him or do whatever they want. There is not a long-term marriage here. They're still kind of under the honeymoon phase, which is positive for Callis. Now for Dak Prescott, he has to ball out this year, right? If he wants to.
I think that's why they wanted him to sign the franchise. Like, you didn't show us anything last year, but you couldn't beat teams above 500.
Yeah.
Right? So, and you want this money, you're gonna have to go out there. Like, I'm not saying Dak Prescott has to go out there and win a Super Bowl next season
He
to
does.
get the deal he wants. I don't think so. I do think he has to make a deep playoff run. And I'm not talking about you win as a wild card and then you're out the next round. I'm talking about, like, you've got to go to the NFC Championship.
Yeah. You had the talent on your team to make a Super Bowl run. Let's be let's be flat out honest.
The Cowboys are geared, and especially if they get Jamal Adams, that talk is starting to heat up even more now.
Right.
When you get a safety like him, we've got Xavier Rhodes and we got Clinton Dix at safety, which I think Clinton Dix is a decent safety, but Jamal Adams just like really beefs up that secondary where
Speaking of did you see that video of him riding a scooter behind a car and there's like two bears standing there?
No, I didn't.
Go to Instagram on Sports Center Instagram. He is riding like one of the little power scooters and there's two bears just sitting there and he like freaks the F out. But yeah.
But they are geared and they are geared up as a team to make a playoff or not a playoff run, a Super Bowl run. There's so much talent on that team. With the addition of CeeDee Lamb, Leighton Vander Esch had the surgery. He's feeling 100%. He's actually feeling better than when he came into the league.
Right.
So,
still have Sean Lee there. I mean, he's a solid piece, solid leader.
Gerald McCoy, Alden Smith,
right.
Tank. You've got a front seven that is nasty on that defense. The offense needs to kick it along, and I think the only thing really missing for that offense is a quarterback.
So,
I really do.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say here that any other quarterback that starting in the NFL right now, all 31 other teams, they could come to Dallas and they could probably win a Super Bowl. Name one that can't.
Sam Darnold.
No, I think he can. I think he would fit perfect in the Cowboy system, just much like Andy Dalton. He has a big, strong arm. He's 6'5", 6'6", nice and thick, strong arm. Push the ball down the field. He can turn around and hand the ball off to a Zeke. He did that real well with Le'Veon Bell.
Garner Minshew.
True. I guess there's one. Well, okay, there are probably three quarterbacks that can't go to Dallas that can start. Garner Minshew's one, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and who'd you say?
Teddy Bridgewater.
I think Teddy Bridgewater would be good in Dallas too. He would be much like
Dak Prescott though.
Yeah, but he is a little bit more smarter upstairs.
Let's see who else. Stedham. I don't think Stedham comes to Dallas as a starter.
True.
I Derek Carr in Dallas.
So there's probably a handful of quarterbacks that could not come to Dallas and win Super Bowl, but that means there's 25 other quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah,
that can come to Dallas right now and win a Super Bowl easily.
There's more quarterbacks that could come to Dallas and win a Super Bowl this season than not. I would love to see Aaron Rodgers come to Dallas next season.
So
but next.
So Dak has signed the franchise tag, or it says at least $31.4 million. So it could be more. It could be up to $35 million. I like a guess from what I'm reading here, but I don't understand how that fluctuates. Maybe if a quarterback signs a big deal, that increases it. I guess maybe somehow. I don't know how that works out. But as a Cowboys fan, what do the Cowboys have to do to want you to want Dak Prescott after this season?
He's got to go to the NFC Championship.
Does he have to win it?
Nope, doesn't have to win it. Just has to get us there
and be competitive in the game, or just
in the game. If we go to the NFC Championship and get our ass whooped, then it kind of makes you like, damn it. If what if we had a better quarterback? You know what I mean?
What if they went 13-3 in the regular season and lost in the first round?
Yeah, no. I want another quarterback. Because that team is too talented. It really is.
Right.
I mean, think about it, man. That's like that team right now on the offensive side of the ball with Zeke, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup. I don't know about the tight end position. I think it'll come along with Jarwin. We'll see. But every other position, that quarterback has weapons, and he has a run game to go along with it. It's every quarterback's dream, right there.
And a pretty solid defense. I mean, they're probably top 10.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a solid offensive line too. Now, granted, yes, we've lost Travis Frederick, but we still have a top 5 line in the NFL.
Right.
There is no excuse, none. There's no excuse that the Cowboys can't go to the NFC Championship. There's no excuse because that defense is going to be there this year.
Yeah, so I have been wanting to talk about, a potential a 2020 not very good player. You can call him a bust or you can call him this, but not a very good player that is expected to do a lot from the 2020 draft. And you brought the name CeeDee Lamb. People are expecting him to do great things in Cowboy land. He was 17th overall pick. Very, very high pick. Pretty much expected to be a top receiver in the league. But people, this year he is not going to have a year that you guys expect him to have. I'm telling you that 100%. Amari Cooper is the number one receiver.
Yeah, Amari Cooper and Gallup are going to have a way better season.
They're the 1, 2, and then their third is CeeDee Lamb. So
CeeDee
guys,
this season is going to be a nice slot receiver. He replaced what the hell is his name? He went to Houston. Help me out.
Randall Cobb.
Yeah, all he did was replace Randall Cobb.
Right. So, so when people start saying, 2020, these players did not live up to their expectations, keep your expectations low for CeeDee Lamb, on fantasy team, by your eye test and just by the stat book, because he's going to be the third receiver on that team, on a very, very talented team. Now, I could see CeeDee Lamb about week 10, week 11, week 12, if Amari Cooper's having a breakout season, he's going to start getting some more balls because, double team safety shifts over to the top. Then CeeDee Lamb starts to get open a little bit more. But guys, don't sleep on CeeDee Lamb. He will have a bad couple years.
Great career, but I mean, he's coming into the league, and like a lot of players that are just coming into the league, they're not going to have that. They're not going to be afforded that opportunity that past players have had when they get to come in. They're there through the off season. They're there for the voluntary workouts. Right. They're there for the mandatory. They're there for OTAs and everything like that. Like, he's not going to have that. So to get acclimated to the system, and it's a new system to begin with Mike McCarthy, right? So it's going to be difficult for him to acclimate himself to the speed of the game.
So I'm glad I brought you. I'm glad you brought that up with the new head coach, new schemes and zero off season. Doesn't Dak Prescott kind of give like a courtesy year, because no off season, brand new offense, franchise tag?
No, because he's with the same group of people. His timing with Amari Cooper doesn't change. His timing,
but the routes have changed though.
Do they really?
Well, no. I mean, like a 10-yard slant, still a 10-yard slant.
Fly route is fly route. In is an in. There's no, you know what I mean?
Right.
They're just called something different. So no, I don't give Dak Prescott a pass. Is he going to have to learn a new system? Of course he is. Then that's why you should have been in the damn virtual training camp instead of being a little punk and holding out, because now you're already behind the 8 ball. And guess who was in all those virtual training camps?
And was that Andy Dalton? Was he there?
Yeah, he was there throughout the whole offensive virtual training. Andy Dalton was there. So
who else has to learn a brand new offense? Andy Dalton is one of them.
Yep.
Oh, Ezekiel Elliott has to learn a new offense. CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper.
Yeah, I
mean, everybody on the offense has to. So he definitely doesn't get a courtesy year at all this year. No. So Dak Prescott is in a must-win now situation. As a passive Cowboy fan, much like you are a passive Packer fan, I would be satisfied with a season of 13-3, 14-2 from Dak Prescott and a first-round exit. But that first-round exit has to be a competitive game. I'm talking like maybe an overtime, 28-27. Tom Brady drives down the field last second and puts up a touchdown, doing Tom Brady Patton-esque stuff, But if they are 8-8, sneaking in to the playoffs and get a first-round exit, Dak Prescott has to go. No question about it.
He has to go if we get a first. I don't care if they go undefeated and take a first-round exit. You got to go at that point.
Well, I mean, but would that be
where quarterbacks are made, and that's where legends are made, right? And that's where quarterbacks earn their money, is in the playoffs, not during the regular season.
So you're saying that Lamar Jackson is a bust?
I'm not saying Lamar Jackson is a bust. Lamar Jackson will have a better season. That was his first real good season. Look for Lamar Jackson is going to be great. Come on, man. You cannot
be great from September to December.
Well, shut your mouth.
January show me something else. But speaking of January, there was a very interesting blog on rtfsportsnetwork.com/blog page by Mike Fink. The title of the blog is called The Argument for Texas to Win the National Championship. Mike, you are wearing your Texas Longhorns hat, and I was reading through the article, very, very good article. If you guys have not checked that out, go over there, rtfsportsnetwork.com, click on the blog section. It's the first one that's going to come up here. But that got me thinking. We haven't talked a lot of college sports here. Mike, you are a big college football fan. I played college football, and I'm a college football fan as well. I don't break it down as much as I do as the NFL because, I like players that stick around more than three or 4 years, that type of thing. You get to know them personally, but it is what it is. But I pulled up the Texas Longhorns schedule here, and some say they have a favorable schedule. Some say they have a pretty tough schedule.
No, I think they've got a favorable schedule. Here's the thing that's going to hurt them, though. I think they only play 2 top 10 teams this season, LSU and Oklahoma. UTEP is not, Kansas State is not, West Virginia, Baylor, TCU, Kansas, Iowa State, and Oklahoma State. None of those are top 10 teams. They're not. Put your shirt down.
Let me tell you something about Kansas State.
Here we go.
We got a brand new coach, a coach from South Dakota State, Chris Kleiman. He was his first year last year. He brought a bunch of Division II players down. They went 7-5 last year when people had them going like 2-9 or something ridiculous. Disrespect from Kansas State. He won with Division II players in Big 12 conference play. Think about what he's going to do with Division I players.
Going to do anything in the Big 12. Calm down. They'll finish 4th or 5th.
And that's not doing something? I mean, that's top half of the league. That's better than every SEC.
We don't look at divisions like we do in the NFL. Right? We look at top 25. Will they be a top 25 team? Sure, they'll probably be like 18, 19, 20. They'll hover around there. I'll give them
a bowl game.
Yeah, but is that the national championship? I mean,
is it beating Texas? Yes.
I mean, they're not going to beat Texas.
We'll see.
Sam Ehlinger is going to win the Heisman Trophy this year.
Who is?
Sam Ehlinger. Yes, sir. Okay.
I haven't looked at it, but I don't like Sam Ehlinger.
They play South Florida first. That's a dub.
So you had that as a dub. See, yep. And I would have that as a dub if the what's his name was Scott Frost was still there. Or it was that their coach, Scott Frost, the old Nebraska quarterback
at South Florida?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, and then I'm sorry. Talking Central Florida. My bad.
Yeah,
so yes,
South Florida that's a dub.
Yeah, I have that as I got the dub too. I got Central and South mixed up. So yeah, I agree with you on that one. Traveling to LSU, Death Valley.
To Death Valley, right? This is where we're gonna see if Texas has some moxie and has some balls or not. Because regardless, I mean, let's be honest. LSU lost a lot of players to the NFL draft.
They did.
Dupati, what's his name? Jeffries, something like that. Their wide receiver, Burrow. They lost some defensive linemen. They lost some offensive linemen.
Yeah.
So they're definitely not the team that went to the national championship last year. But it is LSU, and they have a great coach down there, and they're going to be coached up and coached well. But if Texas can pull this off, Texas moves into the top 5. Then
I can see that, but let me give you some back contents. Wasn't it Oregon that played last season, week number 2? Who'd they play? Was it LSU? I think they played LSU like week 2, or like Alabama. It was some SEC school, and they got beat. Oregon definitely wasn't the same team. They were week 2, and then week 16 or whatever it is, 15 in college football season. So Texas can go in there and beat LSU, but you cannot judge LSU based off that game. But so I'm assuming you're having Texas win this game.
I am. I have Texas winning this game by a field goal.
So this game all depends on if there's fans allowed in that stadium or not. I mean,
It is because
if there are fans allowed in that stadium, I'm picking LSU 100% of the time. It is. I got want to say it is. It will probably be a primetime game. Those fans are going to be lit. They don't lose. Like I remember seeing some stat that every time LSU plays at Death Valley under the lights, meaning the sun has gone down at kickoff, they have never lost a game there.
Well, if this is one of those primetime games, this will be the first game they lose.
Well, I'm picking LSU either way, just because of everything that you said. They had, yes, they lost a lot of people to the draft, but that means that those players behind him were learning behind professional players. They were being pushed by the same coaches, same recruits. Give me LSU.
Texas hater.
What did you say? Texas what?
Texas hater.
I'm not a Texas hater. I'm just a realist, and they're not going to go into LSU and win that game. It's simple as that.
So UTEP travels to Texas. The UTEP Miners. Texas got this game. It's going to be a blowout. It's going to be like 43-10 or some shit.
Has UTEP ever played Texas close?
A couple years ago they did. Yeah. They did.
Because I remember when I was in college, we played UTEP 2-3 times, and they would come out and play as well the first two drives, and then is like their buttholes puckered up and they folded like a cheap whore. It was just like, wow, get out of here with that. But so yeah, so right now you have them going 3-0, going into conference play, taking on my Kansas State Wildcats in Manhattan, Kansas. You're telling me they're going to go Bill Snyder Stadium and win?
Yeah. How many times have they done it? They've done it multiple times.
Actually, I believe.
Oh, here we go. Let's go look at the stats.
Yeah, look at the stats since 2003. Or actually, you can even go 2000. How many times has Texas won in Manhattan, Kansas? I can think of maybe twice. Vince Young, I don't think he ever won there. Colt McCoy won one time there. Major Applewhite maybe won one time. Who was the quarterback after Colt McCoy? Was it his brother?
We have beaten you guys since
in Manhattan, not in Austin.
Years, so we were at least once in Manhattan. The longest win streak you guys have is from 2006 to 2012 for 5 years. But the overall record, let's see, what's the overall record?
We also have to understand that back prior till 2000, when did the conference realign? 2015, 2014, Kansas State and Texas played every other year. So
let's go. Let's see. No, it's not telling me. Let's see.
I can tell you they have not come to Manhattan and won very many times in the last 15, 16 years.
We won last year in Manhattan, 27-24.
Right, because you guys cheated us.
How did we cheat you?
The ball bounced off the turf into the guy's hand for a game-winning touchdown.
No.
Absolutely ridiculous.
No.
Okay, but I'm telling you.
Look, I got it. All right, 2019. Okay, last year we beat you here at home. 2018, we beat you in Manhattan. And then 2016, Kansas won at home. Kansas won at home in 2014. Texas won, or you won in 2012. Texas 2010. Texas 2006. Texas 2002. So we've gone to your home and stomped a mud hole in your ass a few times. And know exactly
4 out of 10 times you won in Manhattan, Kansas.
That's what we're gonna do again this year.
40% of the time you come to Manhattan and you win. And those years that you won, Kansas State was really down. They had, I believe in 2002, Ron Prince was still there. And then you guys come in and beat a rookie head coach as well. And then a 96-year-old Bill Snyder. Congratulations. So 4 out of the 10 times that you played in Manhattan, Kansas since 2012 or 2002, you've won 40% of the time. It's not going to happen.
It is.
You are not going to go into the best stadium in Big 12 history and beat my Kansas State Wildcats. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it is.
Let's lay $20 on it.
Let's put 50 on it.
I don't got that much money. I got to ask my wife.
All right, we'll put 20 on it. We'll put
Hey,
20 on it.
I actually see Cindy in the chat here. Cindy, can I borrow $50? Actually, I'm so confident. I don't even have to ask her. I kind of want to win.
Okay.
So you have Texas going 4-0. I have that 2-2 right now. Going into the Red River rivalry. They're at the game's always at the Cotton Bowl, right? Like every year.
Cotton Bowl.
So, but technically Texas is home this time around. So,
oh man, I don't know. You know, I'm gonna say Texas wins this year.
Yeah, I would go with Texas as lock as well because OU doesn't have that big name quarterback like this year. Like the last 3 years, they've had Heisman candidate quarterbacks, and this year they have Spencer Rattler and then some rookie or some freshman that I don't know anything about whatsoever. I think Oklahoma could have a down year this year.
I think so too. But I think still by this time Oklahoma is still ranked in the top 5, and Texas wins and catapulting them in the top 5 because I think they're what is Texas ranked this year?
Preseason, I have no clue. I don't have that pulled up on me whatsoever. But I mean, you can almost guarantee the top 25. You have Texas in there, you have Oklahoma, and then maybe like an Iowa State or Oklahoma State toward the bottom, almost always. So
let's see. Go to CBS Sports. So it looks like Oklahoma's ranked number 7.
Which they went to the playoffs last year. So I mean they should be in the top 10 at least.
I think last time I looked at it, I want to say Texas is like number 11.
Yeah, I mean, like it definitely wouldn't surprise me like at all. But I mean this gives a next conference game versus the West Virginia Mountaineers.
Ooh, so LSU is actually ranked number 4 in the season. Yeah, who do you think is ranked number 1?
Ohio State,
Clemson.
Well, yeah. Well, they've lost 1 game in 3 years on that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's something ridiculous.
Texas is ranked number 14. So
who was number 2? Ohio State.
Ohio State's number 2. Number 3 is Alabama. Number 4, LSU. Number 5, Georgia. Oregon, Oklahoma.
Let me sidetrack here.
Florida.
Alabama lost their last 2 of the last 2 games of the season.
I don't understand how Alabama is always up
it's
there.
a freaking SEC bias. Like that's exactly what it is. They see the Alabama name, they're like, oh, top 5.
Alabama, Nick Saban.
Yeah, I mean that is absolutely ridiculous. But West Virginia game, you got them winning that game?
Yeah, I definitely got them winning against West Virginia.
West Virginia, they're so freaking up and down. You never know if they're going to be good or they're going to be bad. Like seriously, they will go in there 1 week, lose to the Kansas Jayhawks, and then the next week go beat Alabama. Like it's just like what?
I never understand that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's their travel or like if they're. But yeah, I'm definitely taking Texas like in this game. Like I don't think West Virginia's going to travel well to Texas and play at all. Then you travel to Lubbock to take on the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
So the last game of the season last year was Texas Tech, right? And Texas. I took Max to this game. And we watched that Longhorn offense dominate the Texas Tech defense.
Right.
And I think they go into Lubbock and they beat the Red Raiders again. They dominate them.
Like I said, Texas Tech has been down since what's his face left, Mike Leach.
Yeah,
they never had a good defense anyways, but they were like the air raid offense. They were like the Kansas City Chiefs of the college football. Like we're gonna score more points like Like I could have a JV defense out there, but when I put up 65 points on you, then what? So yeah, I could see Texas winning this game as 2. Then the Baylor Bears at home, Halloween night.
I mean, Baylor was coming alive last season at the end, but I don't think they have what it takes to beat Texas. I think Texas is the best team in the Big 12 going into next season.
Yeah, you have them 8-0. Baylor, I think if this was at Baylor, I would give them a little bit more faith, but I'm picking Texas like in this one too. I have them 6-2. I got this point. Then they travel to Lawrence to take on the Kansas Jayhawks. I mean,
that's an easy win.
The Jayhawks have not won a Big 12 game in 7 years.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there. They lost to a Division III school a couple years ago. So, but it is what it is. TCU, the Horned Frogs.
So, TCU always plays Texas hard, always. Right. This is going to be that game in the season where it is, if we win this game, we're in the playoffs. Because the next 2 opponents will beat them. I think they'll beat them hands down. TCU always plays hard. Now, for Texas to get into the playoffs, they're going to have to beat TCU like it's going to have to be one of those blowout games. It can't be a 21-14 game.
Right.
It has to be one of those games that is a style points game. They're going to have to beat them 40-something to 20 or 40-something to 10.
Which is really disrespectful because, like, a win should count as a win no matter what, if you win by 80 points or by 3 points, but it is what it is. So, do you remember, what was it, 2011, 2012, when Texas, Oklahoma, and TCU were all undefeated going into, their games when they played each other, and, like, Texas beat Oklahoma, Oklahoma beat TCU, and TCU beat Texas, and they all finished like 11-1. They all knocked each other out. Texas Tech hasn't been good since then. Like, I don't know what happened. They're like 10-2 the previous year, and then like 11-1, and then boom, 3-9. Like ever since then, they've been struggling to get 500, and I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but there's no way they're beating Texas like at all.
No.
I'm going to mock everything that you said. They have to win big to, or they're going to win big. Then they got a very intriguing game in Iowa State.
Yeah, I mean, was it not last year, but the year before, I think we lost to Iowa State.
They're a very good team. They're always solid. They're always 8-2, 9-3 type thing.
Very solid. They're a very solid team, but I think Texas, after the momentum from TCU, Texas just rolls over them. Texas is playing them at home. Also, Texas is going to roll over Iowa State.
Yeah, so there's one thing that is always good about Iowa State is they always play well on the road. They always travel to Manhattan really well and like and play. They always travel to Texas well and play. They always play Oklahoma really strong as well. The only team that they always struggle with is Kansas for some odd reason. Like I don't know if they don't show up or like what. But last year I picked Iowa State to win the Big 12 conference, and they didn't graduate anybody, if I'm not mistaken. I think their quarterback is only a junior now. Mm-hmm. Most of their offenses are sophomore, redshirt juniors alike as well. I'm going to pick Iowa State to win this game. I think that's what they got. I mean, they haven't lost anybody. They're gonna do well. So they got the momentum, definitely knocking Texas off their pedestal, giving us a final week up, take on the Cowboys. Mike Gundy, Oklahoma State Cowboys.
I don't know if Mike Gundy is even the head coach at the beginning of the season with everything that he's going through right now.
Right. Yeah.
I think there's just too much going on at Oklahoma State with everything. I don't think Oklahoma State is going to be. I think they're a five or six win team this season, just off talent alone, even without Mike Gundy's stuff going on. Yeah, Oklahoma State loses at home, and they lose big at home.
So you had them going 12-0.
I do. I have Texas going undefeated this year.
Undefeated. And a people always talk down about the Big 12, yada, yada, yada. But I think the Big 12 is the strongest conference from bottom to top. So, I mean, you can so for example, Texas will be the best team in the Big 12 this season. LSU will probably be the best team in the SEC this season, like unless Alabama or Georgia come, kind of surprise people.
Alabama ain't gonna do shit. Worry.
Yeah, but so Texas already beat the number one team in the SEC and LSU. The number 2 team is probably going to be Oklahoma. Let's be totally flat out honest about it. I think Oklahoma can beat Georgia. They'll probably finish second. 3 will be Iowa State. I think they can beat Alabama. So I think the Big 12 is the strongest conference from top to bottom.
Maybe. Alabama is still Alabama at the end of the day, but I don't think Alabama is the strongest team in the SEC anymore.
It may even be 4th.
Yeah, we've kind of seen the downfall of Alabama the past couple years. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think LSU.
I wouldn't say it is a downfall as far as they aren't getting talent, but just the talent, the backup talent is no longer there at Alabama, so they aren't sitting there on the bench for three years coming out. People are 5-star recruits and they're going to Clemson, they're going to LSU now, they're going to Kentucky, they're going to Kansas State because they don't want to sit on the bench anymore.
I don't want to sit on the bench either. You know what I mean? And Nick Saban is notorious for doing that, bringing in talent and having them sit on the bench.
But also,
Jalen he was decent at Alabama, and I think he could have developed more. And then he went to Oklahoma and balled out.
Right. So and also back in the day, people would go to these schools, Alabama, LSU, because no other schools were getting TV time. But now with every college having or every conference having their own, the Big 12 channel, the Longhorn channel, the ACC channel, you can go to these smaller schools and get plenty of TV exposure. So that is definitely hurting Alabama in the end. But I don't. Has Texas ever gone undefeated? I haven't followed Texas by any means.
It hasn't happened in a while. The last time
Vince Young
was Colt McCoy.
They went undefeated with Colt McCoy?
Yeah. What? We went to the national championship with Colt McCoy.
Yeah, but wasn't that the year that they lost to Oklahoma, though, and they snuck into the playoffs? Or stuck into the national championship game?
No, sir.
See, clearly I'm not a huge Texas fan by any means. I am a Big 12 fan, so I see them in passing, but I don't see anybody from the Big 12 going undefeated just because they're so strong from top to the bottom. You don't have any of those quote easy wins. You can probably circle the KU game because Kansas sucks. You can probably circle the TCU game, but other than that, you have to show up every week to play, and that wears on a team.
We haven't gone undefeated since 2005.
Which was Vince Young's beating USC year, right?
Yeah, in the Rose Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what year was Colt McCoy there? 2007 to 2010.
Yeah.
So, I remember Colt McCoy.
2009. That was his last season when they played Alabama. They were 13-1.
So, has Texas ever gone to the playoffs? I don't think they have they? Because Oklahoma's been the only Big 12 school to go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, I think Oklahoma has one playoff win, right?
Yep.
I don't think Texas gets the second one because let's see who they have a possibility of playing. Being 12-0, you could possibly say you're going to get a number 1 seed. Probably not because Clemson will go undefeated as well because ACC is trash. But just because of the name and what they've done over the last 3 years, they'll probably get the number 1 seed. So you're looking at Texas that probably get number 2, depending on what Ohio State does. I think they get in as well. And the number 4 is probably going to be I don't know, throw out a name. Georgia.
It's probably going to be Clemson against Texas in the first round, and Ohio State against Georgia on the other side.
So you are saying that Texas is going to be a 3 or 4 seed?
Yeah, just because of strength of schedule.
Okay. So do they beat Clemson?
Yes. Yes.
I think it would be a good game. I think Trevor Lawrence is probably
think
read a blog.
It's going to be Texas versus Ohio State in the national championship.
I don't think Texas beats Ohio State.
Yes, they do.
You are full of shit.
Welcome.
Come on, man. Like Ohio State, who did they lose besides Chase Young? And they said their backup is even better than Chase than Chase Young.
We'll see until he's battle tested. He hasn't been battle tested, so
true. You are true there. But guys, that's going to be it for tonight's show. I don't think Texas is even going to make it into the playoffs. They're probably looking at like an Alamo game or something like that. Being 9-3. I mean, I don't see them beating K-State. I don't see them beating Iowa State or LSU. So so let's say they do go undefeated in the Big 12. We saw that the committee or the playoff committee, whatever the fuck you want to call their little bitch asses, they, if Texas loses to LSU week 2, you can pretty much count them out. Look what they did to Oregon last year.
No, I mean you can, because Texas doesn't have a chance to. I mean, looking at their schedule, they don't have a chance
quality
to
win. Yeah,
they don't have any quality wins against ranked opponents. So,
and the Big 12 doesn't have that notoriety like the SEC does. So
they have to beat LSU and they have to beat TCU and Oklahoma.
Let me go out on a limb and say this here. If week 2 they do beat LSU, they go into Death Valley and they beat LSU. But somewhere in the Big 12 schedule, they lose to somebody that's not Oklahoma. So Kansas State, West Virginia, Texas Tech, Baylor, Kansas, TCU, Iowa State, or Oklahoma State. If they lose any one of those games, they're out as 2. I mean, LSU and them can both be 11-1.
With this schedule, with their strength of schedule, they're going to have to blow people out all season long, and they're going to have to go undefeated if they want a possibility of playoffs. That's
I'm not saying that their strength of schedule is bad by any means per the eye test, because I will actually watch the games and like I know Kansas State will be a tough opponent. I know Oklahoma State will be a tough opponent. I even know that Kansas will be a tough opponent. But when you see these win-loss records of these teams, they're 2-7, they're 5-6 or whatever they are. I mean, people are like, "Oh, that's the easiest schedule," and I think it's stupid. But if LSU and Texas both have 11-1, Texas beats LSU, but Texas loses to any of those teams that I mentioned, and let's say LSU loses to, I don't know, let's say they lose to Vanderbilt, they lay an egg. Like I don't have their schedule in front of me, whatsoever. But Vanderbilt hasn't won an SEC game in 5 years. I still think LSU gets in just because of they're in the SEC.
We'll see. It's going to be interesting.
So, guys, that's going to be it for today. Join me tomorrow here on Just for Clicks. Mike, enjoy the anniversary.
Thank you.
Tell the old lady much love over there. So, same time, same place. We out.
Doses.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to Just for Clicks, featuring your host, Michael Buckeister. Tune in next time once again for Just for Clicks.